Welcome to another episode of the In Bloom podcast. I'm very excited about today's episode because we have our first guest in the show. So Björn, the founder of Breaze, welcome to In Bloom podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm super happy to be here and I'm super excited about the conversation we're going to have.
Me too. So how are you today? What's alive for you today, just to settle in?
I'm feeling really, really good. Like I had an incredible week with amazing events, and yesterday there was this beautiful event in Barcelona and we just had a great session, a lot of laughter, a lot of fun. So I feel really alive this week. I feel really alive.
Well, that's a beautiful place to be in.
Yeah.
So to give a little background info, so the last time we connected was yesterday in this event here in Barcelona organized by Awaken. And I got to attend your session called Transformative Flow, which was amazing. So let's start from there. So what it is that you do and what is Breaze about?
Okay. Wow, it's Breaze is a passion project. It's my life project, which I started a few years ago. And for us, it's really important to help the world wake up. Helping the world wake up with tools that I use for my own personal journey, and it's breathwork, it's meditation, it's somatics, it's dance, and combining all these tools in different settings, in events, in practice sessions, in retreats, in breathwork facilitator trainings. So really sharing these tools that help me on my personal journey to connect more with myself, to release traumas, to living a life that's more aligned with myself, and sharing it with the world around me. And that's what Breaze is, and it's not just me, it's Amalia as well. She's the second part of it. She's my partner, she's my business partner, and she's responsible for everything that's happening behind the scenes. And it's a life project, it's a passion project.
Yeah. So if we dive first into breath work, how did you discover the power of breath?
Okay, this is a really interesting story, and I gotta start somewhere before I was on this journey as a breathwork facilitator, because I had a classical corporate job. I was working in sales in the IT industry in Germany, and I was selling networking infrastructure for big companies. And I didn't like it. When I was sitting in these customer meetings, I was like, I don't care about these products. I really don't care about this. I was like, with this job that I'm doing right now, anybody could do this. I'm missing out so many of these opportunities, how I can show the world or how I can live my fullest self. And I thought, in this job, I'm just showing 20% of who I am. The other 80%, I couldn't show. And then I asked myself this question: how would my life look like in 10 years if I stayed here? And I hated the answer. I really hated it. It's making more money, buying another car, better suits, being in a management position. But I was like, no, that's not it. So I really started working on myself, and I was working with a coach at this time. And then I decided, that's it. After one coaching session, I really had this knowing, no, I'm gonna quit my job. And the moment I knew this, I had this decision, or made this decision for myself, there was so much weight fell off my shoulders. I didn't quit right away. I knew I'm gonna quit end of the year, which was in the year 21.
Yeah.
And the same evening I went home to my parents and I told them, hey, I'm gonna quit my job. And the first reaction was, you can't do this, you're having so much success, why do you do this? And say, hey, I'm not fulfilled there.
Yeah.
I wanna use all this money that I saved until now, and I wanna make a change in this world. I wanna explore, I wanna go out and travel to get to know other people and to find tools, knowledge, to gain knowledge through trainings or whatever it might be, to share this afterwards with the world, to make a business out of it, and to make a positive impact in this world. This was my intention. So then I quit my job. December 21, I bought a one-way ticket to Colombia without knowing how long I'm gonna be away, what exactly I'm gonna do. But with this intention, I wanna learn something where I can help other people living a more fulfilled and happy and purposeful life.
Wow.
And with this intention I went. Then I did a yoga teacher training in Colombia just for personal interest. And then I went to Mexico and I was working in just volunteering in a hostel, and a woman gave me a book about breathing. And before that, I didn't know much about breathing. I did some Wim Hof and ice baths in Germany, and I loved it, but I never learned more about it. But this book from James Nestor, Breathe, just lightened something up, and I realized we are all breathing every single day, and we never talk about breathing. We don't know how to breathe. We don't know anything. And that's when I was like, wow, I really want to learn more. I would like to maybe become a facilitator and just helping other people becoming more aware of the breath, becoming more aware how to regulate the nervous system through breathing. And a week later, a friend of mine was texting me. She's coming to Tulum, and because that was the place where I was living at that point. And we can meet up. Yeah, she has a training during the day, but in the evening we might be able to meet up. It's like, yeah, let's cool. What training are you doing? She's doing a breathwork facilitator training. And I was like, no fucking way. This can't be real. So I just I already knew I'm gonna sign up for this training. I just had a look at the website, just didn't really read through it. I was like, I just knew it. I have to do it. Yeah. And I thought I'm gonna learn different pranayama techniques, more about the nervous system. And this would have been were my expectations. And then I went to this training, it was a Wednesday, and then they started the theory. And they started talking about using breathwork to heal traumas, for emotional release, that we have so many suppressed emotions in the body, and that everything is tensed up, and that our subconscious mind is full of these old limitations. And then with breathwork, we can solve that. And I was like, what? Where am I right now? This is exactly what I have been looking for without knowing that it actually exists. And then we had the first full conscious connected breathwork experience, which is a deep breathwork session where you do conscious connected breathing in and out for the mouth for 30, 40 minutes. Wow. The entire session lasts an hour. And I never done this before. So my biggest experience with breathwork was Wim Hof. And I thought that's breathwork. It's not. It's a little part. This breathwork is so much. And then when I had this experience, I was connecting with parts in me I didn't know. I was crying, I was screaming, a screaming of anger, crying of sadness, crying of happiness. I was releasing shame. I was connecting with fields of information that I haven't experienced before. I was connecting with energies, and it was downloading, filling my heart with self-love and gratitude. And I woke up after this session, and my first thought was, why does nobody know about breathwork? Why have I never heard about this type of breathwork before? And I'm curious about personal development, on this journey and in this crowd. And so I said, I would love to share this tool with as many people as possible. Yeah. And that's how it started.
Wow, what a beautiful journey. Thank you for sharing, from the beginning all the way how it began, because what I see there is the classical, what in the hero's journey we could call the call for adventure, when you feel, I'm not aligned, this is not who I am. By the way, how old were you back then when you realized that, you wanted to make this change?
In 21, when I quit the job, I was 27. I'm now turning 30.
So you had that pretty early on, and because that's so courageous to take that step, first of all, when you don't know what's on the other side. And like you said, there wasn't maybe a specific tool for you that you go after, you look for. You just knew that there will be something coming to you. So you're already in this very open and receptive state that will then help you to kind of fulfill your mission, which is now to share it with others and to help other people that might even find themselves in a similar place where you were back then. And so breathwork is, obviously there are many types of breathwork, and like you were sharing, there are all kinds of experiences that you can have during during this session and during this practicing these techniques. But what would you say first? What are the benefits of breathwork, and who is it for?
What type of breathwork are we talking about now? Because there's so many different types.
Let's begin by what you do as well in your sessions.
Yeah. So what I do, my let's call it signature move or like breathwork session, or what I love the most is transformative breathwork. It has as a basis like conscious connecting breathing, which is like strong inhale and exhale, mostly in and out of the mouth, for a period of time, in combination with affirmations, with visualizations. It's a whole journey, and this brings you in the states of non-ordinary states of consciousness, similar like you're taking psychedelics. And it has like so much potential for you to connect with parts of you that you're not aware of. So bringing awareness to your subconscious mind. Through this process, we're switching off certain parts of the brain, which is there for rational thinking. The ego slowly dissolves, similar like in psychedelics, and you connect with something higher, something bigger. Yeah, this is more like the spiritual part of it, and it's connecting with something higher that guides you. It's like you're receiving information about your journey, information that are already kind of within you, and you discover them. Once you switch off this constant noise that's in your brain, or the stress, or the rational thinking, once we slow down this and also reduce the volume and the voice of the ego, we become like we getting ready to see more clear. So it's on one hand for me a powerful tool to get clarity on what I want, what is important, what is not important in my life, so I see clearer. It's like taking away the filter, all this noise that's happening in our life. So either it comes as like images, it comes as visions, it comes as ideas, and sometimes it's like when I was telling you, I was feeling like kind of bursts of energies, what many people experience, and there's kind of I would call it a flow of information. So it's like downloading of information, and they don't come up right away, but then the next days and weeks, you're getting like these insights, and that's how I like to see it, and how I experience it, and how many other people experience as well. That the session doesn't end there. You connect with something, and then you integrate it, and these ideas are coming up. So it's a lot of clarity. It's about also releasing many emotions. So throughout our lives, every day we're living out emotions, but most or many emotions we're not showing. We're not living out because for different reasons. For me, it's, for instance, I have a lot of sadness. When I was younger, I just found out I was smiling away so much. Rather than expressing sadness or expressing anger, I put on a fake smile as kind of a protection mechanism for my inner child. To survive, it's a kind of survival strategy. And when we're not living out those emotions, anger, sadness, it keeps building up. It's like we have like a big storage, and all these emotions need to be stored somewhere, and it's also energy, and it's being stored in the body. And they lead to diseases, they lead to tension, because with every emotion comes a tension. So our entire body is tensed up. So when we do breath work, on one hand we release all this tension that's stored in the body, but on the other hand we also like clearing out all these emotions. And these emotions, if we don't work with them, if we're not aware of them, they impact us on a daily basis, how we think, how we feel, how we act. We're thinking we're working, like we're acting from our normal self, but like actually what's working is the subconscious, with all the limitations, with all those emotions, with all this impact that's there. And so it's a liberation. Like you feel lighter afterwards, you feel free, and you don't really have to connect like, why did I cry, why did I scream, why did I shout. Sometimes we just need to let it out. It's like a beautiful vent for letting out those emotions. And with those emotions also comes trauma, because we all experience trauma, some more and some less, but it's a powerful tool for healing traumas from the past. So kind of these benefits, and connecting with emotions of higher vibrations like self-love, gratitude. For me, in really every session I do breathwork, I'm crying because of gratitude, of self-love. In my daily life, or like from the past, I always had this feeling not being good enough, not doing enough. And breathwork gives me this moment of like, everything is okay. I can really trust in my journey. I can let go of the fears. I can let go of the stress. I'm grateful for everything I have built so far. And like you leave this session like with a feeling of bliss, of gratitude, of joy, of like optimism. And through that, like there's so many ideas coming up. And it's like this constant journey of like, okay, I get new ideas, I release stuff, I feel lighter, I'm more aligned every time with my purpose. And through breathwork, I got the best ideas also like for my business, where to focus on, how to improve the quality of my life in all areas of my life. So it's really a compass. When I do a breathwork, okay, like I know again, it's this reminder that's what I want to do. That's what I'm here for. That's my purpose on this earth somehow.
Wow, that's very powerful. And what I was sharing with you before we started recording is also what I love about breathwork is that you realize you don't need anything external, anything outside of you to stimulate this experience or to have these realizations, because it's all within you already. And something, well, I meditate a lot. I really have found my path, and it has helped me very much through like also having these realizations and downloads in my own life. But I think what breathwork and these active meditations as well, what you do is so powerful, because like you said, there's so much stored in the body that we cannot just process everything in a mental level. And in a therapeutic context, in breathwork, you don't even need to know always what is being released, where do these ideas or emotions come from, because it's like almost like a cleansing process and a very like profound spiritual experience. Like you said, when you went to the training, you didn't expect that this would be the outcome. So for someone who is new to breathwork or hasn't tried it before and see, for example, these videos of workshops of people crying and jumping and shaking, which could look a little bit like, I don't know if this is for me, How would you describe it other than, of course, the emotional release that you said, like other than this clarity and also sense of community? I think it's something that you have also very beautifully built, because when you do this, when you go through this process in a group setting, it can be even more powerful, right? So how would you invite someone to try this kind of experience that has never tried it before?
So breathwork in general is almost suitable for everybody. There are contraindications, people with high blood pressure, epilepsy or heart problems, just like a few of these contraindications on the physical level, because breathwork is intense. We do a lot of hyperventilation, we exhale out a lot of CO2, and this brings the body in a really stressful state. So not everybody, but many people are suitable for this. And you don't need any experience with breathwork. All you gotta do is lie down and breathe. And all it takes is taking one breath after the other. And you can also decide how deep and how far you wanna go, because the more you breathe, the more deep you breathe or intense, the deeper can also be your experience or journey. Again, without forcing it. If you force it, you will not achieve whatever you want, because you need to surrender into this process. And you just lie there and take one breath after the other. And it's an invitation for you to connect with you. And at a certain point, like the breath takes over and you're just breathing and you're just flowing. And you're connecting. You said it's so beautiful. We have all the answers within. And that's it. Like, we don't need anything else. And of course, the facilitator is there to create a space, to hold the safe space, to make you feel safe, to put on music, putting on like integrating affirmations, that's what I love doing, and of course playing with different emotional songs to highlight the purpose of the session, but everything else is happening inside of you. And what you're also saying is like this feeling as a group setting, because another powerful advantage or like benefit of breathwork is that you lose this sense of I and it's becoming we. You realize that we are all the same.
Yeah.
You realize that we somehow are all energy. And for me, another beautiful part is that you start understanding whatever you bring out into this world will come back to you. So it helps people becoming the kindest and most loving person, because you stop, I don't know, like complaining all the time or like being mean to other people or doing something like illegal or wrong, because you know, like it will come back.
Yeah.
Everything will come back to you. And then this in the group setting, like afterwards, because we're all breathing, we're all slowly getting into this understanding, we're getting into this feeling of gratitude and self-love. And then you look, like when you open the eyes afterwards, like this is one of my favorite moments in my work.
Yeah.
Like you see these shiny eyes, the smile, the tears, because you change, like something has changed and shifted inside. And you look around and the people are just, they want to share this love.
Yeah.
They want to give it out. And I see it really as a tool of saving the world. Because the more we are connected with these feelings of love and gratitude, and the more we understand, whenever I do something bad, this will come back to me.
Yeah.
We stop doing that. Like, we stop doing that and thinking about all the crimes and all the wars. Once we raise this level of consciousness, this level of awareness, nobody would do this.
Yeah.
Because we just realize, no, it doesn't make any sense.
You're
It's
hurting
just bad.
yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is this feeling of unity, and in group settings, people hugging each other, standing in circles, and you feel something has shifted. Yeah. And the more we work on ourselves, the more we also work on the collective.
Yeah.
And so we often all want to change the world, but what we really need to do is we got to start changing ourselves. And through that, the world around notice, consciously and subconsciously.
Yeah.
They feel the energy, they feel the change. So yeah, I can only invite you to if you've never done it before, be curious.
Yeah.
And if you went to maybe a breathwork session and you didn't like it, try another one, because every breathwork facilitator is different.
Yeah.
Every breathwork style is different. Maybe you're having you had a bad day. And yeah, this is just give yourself permission to look into this world and see if it resonates. And if breathwork does not resonate, there are so many other modalities out there for healing, for connecting, that would work for you. So everybody should find their own tool. And what I'm doing again is combining all these tools that help me on my personal journey and share it, and combining it like in breathwork, in transformative flow, with movement, with dance, with all the things that I love. And maybe some of that is for you, and if not, there's so many other facilitators and great people who offer healing journeys in whatever way.
Right. Wow, that's so beautiful. And something that I paid attention also in your workshops in general is that compared to some other modalities and healing workshops, there are quite many men compared to some other techniques that there are available. So do you have any idea, why do you think that especially breathwork attracts, it's a bit more balanced, the ratio between men and women, and men are interested in it, and you yourself as well?
Yeah, my guess is it can be because of like the performance ideas, or like the wish of better performance through Wim Hof. I think like Wim Hof, he did an amazing job. I love his method, I love his techniques. And he brought breathwork in general to the wider spectrum.
Yeah.
And he's really like, okay, breaking world records, being in the ice bath, and just like mindset and strength. And I think through this part, more men are hearing about breathwork and being open to try something else.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I would still say that 65% of the participants are still female in these breathwork journeys.
Yeah.
And yeah, but through this Wim Hof, I think people coming to see, okay, like there's more than just Wim Hof, there's other styles, and many love it. They really love it. But men in general, like we have problems with, or challenges with our emotions, with getting in touch with our emotions, with showing our emotions.
Yeah, speaking out loud.
Speaking out loud. But yeah, for them it's really like a good tool to like see, oh wow, actually I have emotions, actually I need to let them out, I need to cry in a while. I'm always crying in sessions, and it's okay. But in my normal life, outside and before, I was never crying. So it's like, I wish there would be more men doing this, and I think the trend goes in this direction. And it's not just about like seeing people freaking out in breathwork sessions. That's one part. But most often, the most powerful experience for the participants is when they're just lying there. And they integrate and they go somewhere. So, of course, breathwork can be this catharsis release, but it's also everything that's happening energetically and in your mind. And not everybody is emotional. Like there's people who are not emotional at all, who just like shed some tears, and there's other like me who's like scream and cry, and that's okay. Whatever you experience in your breathwork journey is meant for you. Like, and you're ready for that. You're really ready for that.
Wow, I remember actually, you might not remember this, but the very first time that we've met was years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, on a beach in Barceloneta. We attended a meditation guided by Pepe, who's now in Guatemala. And I remember we didn't talk that much after the meditation, but what made an impact in me was your energy and your radiance. So everything that you share and talk about and what you teach, I see that it's very, you embody it, obviously. So yesterday, again in this transformative flow session and in other session that I went to as well, when you guide people to these states, and also you repeat affirmations, which are very powerful, and I couldn't help but notice it's very much related to self-worth, self-love, self-appreciation. You're good enough. You're the creator of your own life. From my experience, and this is just a wild guess, but you shared a little bit already, there's a story behind it. There's a journey, there's a strong reason and a passion to empower others as well. So if you look back and how you became interested in these tools, you shared a bit already what you went through in your professional life and so on, but why do you think you feel so connected and passionate about helping people with their sense of self, the self-worth part and self-love?
So on one hand, it's because I need it. Because for many years, and still is, I'm not feeling good enough. I think I'm not doing enough. And so all these sessions that I'm guiding them as if I was lying there. So I'm basically speaking to myself. And that's why I speak with this passion, and like, even as a breathwork facilitator and like everything that I'm doing, I still often think I'm not doing enough, I'm not good enough, like this core wound that I have. So I'm healing myself actually by giving sessions. I'm speaking to myself, I'm speaking to my inner child. That's one reason. And on the other hand, because also in my family I saw that many people are really unhappy. They're not fulfilled. They have like a lot of like regrets of things that they haven't done. And I can also see not only like that they're sad or worrying all the time, what I also have, but it also affects the physical body, because all the stress causes injuries. And I have in my close families like many cases where this is the case. Having stress and one injury after the other. And I see how this negatively affects the life for them and for the family around it. So this is another kind of purpose why I want to share it. Also with the work, like there's so many people who hate their jobs, who are doing things that they don't love to do. In my old job as well, you can have the best money, you can drive the best cars, but if you're not fulfilled, so I want to create spaces where people discover, where people learn more, and where people can somehow drop their own limitations and start seeing that like there's more options. And I don't have to stay in the safe zone, because the safe zone is just in your head. It's just a mental construct that you're building, or that the society or your parents put on you. But once you allow yourself to open up and to break free, you start realizing there's more. And once you get curious, once like the first spark is there, you learn more and you go deeper and deeper, and then you slowly start shifting.
Yeah, I think it's so also inspirational what you shared about how your this discovery phase started in when you went to Colombia and other countries, because it means that there is a basic need for safety within all of us, but at the same time, when you start shedding those limitations and you follow that inner voice, as you discovered, there will always be a next kind of like breadcrumbs that you keep, following, that take you then to the next and the next. And I think the biggest limitation that many people have is the jump, taking the jump into the unknown, which is very natural and logical in a way. But for someone who's now feeling like you were feeling, for example, back then, what would be your tip or piece of advice for someone who knows, okay, there is something within me that, I'm not fulfilled, but I know there's something bigger and greater for me. How do I get started, other than going to a breathwork session? But what will be your piece of advice?
So in general, there are like, when you want to pursue your dreams or making a career or like a life out of it, I see there's like two main parts. Either you quit your job right away, like I did, and do it the hard way, let's say it, or you stay in your safe position where you're in right now, and you start exploring. You go to different sessions, you see what you like, you reflect on like, what was your journey? Where are you coming from? What has helped you in the last years of becoming the person that you are today? And where do you want to go? And by learning more about this, then making the next step of sharing it, still in the safe haven of like maybe still having a corporate job, but maybe, I don't know, doing certain trainings, starting sharing, whatever it is, somatics, dance, breathwork, with friends and family, doing workshops, maybe doing something within the company. Like one of my facilitators, he's in Sydney right now, and he starts offering breathwork within his company. He still has his job. He knows like maybe one day he will like wants to leave this job, but he already starts exploring that. And especially like the company, they need it. So don't, maybe if I would talk to you, like, don't think you have to have figured out everything already. No, it's like you were saying, it's like one piece of information after the other, and maybe one day when you're like, okay, like I really have an idea maybe about what I can offer, what I can do, then we can leave the corporate job. On the other hand, if you go straight in and quit your job, it's scary. Like what people see maybe on Instagram, like often looks so beautiful, but behind that, I had moments of stress, of like, I didn't know how I'm gonna pay my rent for the next month. And this is really putting a lot of pressure on you. So, like in general, like many things that you see outside there, and like facilitators or coaches, like just showing everything that worked well, it's one part, but the other part is also like worries, struggles of making this really your life. And that's what many people don't talk about. And I definitely experienced it, and I'm still experiencing these stressful moments of like, okay, like where is it gonna go? What's my next step? Like, how can I really make a living out of it? Especially now that it's Amalia and me, and in the future, a family, so like providing for this. And for me, their breathwork helped as well. Like in the first morning when I wake up, I have a lot of stress. And coming down and doing just simple breathing techniques to help me slow down. But I would, like, coming back to your question, recommend people like find what excites you. Follow your excitement and play with it and try out and learn new things and be curious about living, and then share it. Share it and see how people resonate with it and what people taking out of it. And through that, you can create products of whatever a product is, if it's a coaching, if it's a workshop, if it's, I don't know, play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that, that following your joy, also I read about your logo, about the breeze and the sparkle there. Would you like to share a bit more what the sparkle means in your logo?
So the sparkle means that every single person is special. We all have something special within us, a gift. A gift that we can share with the world. And that's why it's in the logo, because through breathwork, you can connect with this gift. Yeah, you drop out all the noise and you start realizing and seeing all the potential that you truly have. Like all the skills that you have, what makes you special, this energy, your smile, that you're able to communicate well. Maybe if you're like in the graphic design, that the branding aspect or communication, whatever it might be, every person has this sparkle. And for me, it's part of Breaze, or for us, it's part of Breaze to help people finding their gift, finding their sparkle, and creating something unique for them, because we all are unique. And everybody has their own stories, their own experiences. So for instance, like people who join like the breathwork training that we're doing right now, I give them a framework, but within this framework, they can just be themselves. You don't have to guide breathwork exactly how I am, because you cannot do it.
Yeah.
Because you have a different sparkle. And I want you to find your sparkle and share it with the world. And yesterday I was also like talking to another facilitator, and he also said like he has all these tools that helped him, and through that he created his flows. And so it's just like, it's a playground.
Yeah.
You learn more about yourself, and then everything that helps you, you integrate in your product or whatever it is in your service, and you share it.
Yeah.
And it's like always growing and building, and it's so exciting.
I love that. It's so important, I feel, to keep that connection with that joy and that it's exciting, because I feel as long as it's exciting for you, that you feel these tingling sensations like you did on a Christmas morning as a child, it means that you're on the right track eventually. And like you said, when you realize that we are all unique, no matter how many breathwork facilitators or yoga teachers or whatever there is no competition, because everybody eventually has the same mission of helping other people and to share their journey and their own way of doing things. So yeah, that's super nice.
That's true, and I got often asked, why do you have a breathwork facilitator training? Don't you create your own competition? And like I can see that point from some views, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, we're all different, and no matter how many different facilitators there are, even if they're doing the same style, they might not resonate with the sparkle of the other facilitator. And there's like so many people in this world. And I'm every time surprised I'm giving breathwork sessions, for example, that most have never heard about breathwork, and most have never heard about this certain healing, transformative breathwork style. So there is enough for everybody. There is enough for everybody, and this competition comes from a state of fear. Of fear,
Yeah.
I'm not
Lack.
lack. It's a lack. I need to survive. Yeah, I'm not making enough money. How can I afford this? Oh, this person has so many people at the event. They're gonna steal my clients. But that's their own limitations. And for me, that's definitely a big part of my journey, that I wanna collaborate.
Yeah.
I wanna get away from competition and collaborate with all different, even the same breathwork style facilitators. And I have an amazing example. Piotr is a great friend, like a really good friend, and an amazing human being and breathwork facilitator. And we're living this. Like, we're living this, that there's no competition. It's learning from each other. We do breathwork, different styles, different types. He attracts different people, I attract different people, and we learn from each other. And I would love to have this with all the facilitators, you know?
Yeah.
Does it work? No, sometimes like this ego comes in, it's like, oh, like, what are they doing? I want to do the same. But that's something I have to work on. It has nothing to do with the person in front of me. It has all to do with me. So whenever you catch yourself that these thoughts of like fear, like competition comes up, it's not the other person, it's not the other company, it's you.
Yeah.
And you can work on that, and it gives you signs where to look at it within yourself to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's so true. And so now this method that you have a few different kinds of workshops that you offer. I'm interested, how did you then incorporate the movement part into it, or this element of dancing, so to say? It's not obviously a choreography or anything, it's just free flow, free dancing. So how did that become to the picture?
So first of all, I these days I really love dancing. I have a lot of energy within me, and I love dancing and moving my body and just flowing. But this is something I had to learn. I always had this desire of like moving my body more, but I was always, when I was younger, looking around, people judging me, what are people thinking of me? So I was always in my head, and I didn't allow myself to like move freely. But then I went on this like path of inner journey, and then I started observing these thoughts, and I stopped following those thoughts. And once I let them aside, I allowed myself to free slowly, and then I back in the head, and I stopped. I was playing small, I was not moving so much. And the more I learned, the more I was observing those thoughts, I was like, okay, I can fully let go. I don't have to think about what other people might think about me. I can fully let that go. And the more I went on this journey, I felt more free. And then I was at different events where there was like always a movement or breathwork or like different somatic practices, and they were combining different parts of that. And so I realized like I would like to do that for myself, because I'm already using these tools. Like when I was in Colombia, I was like shaking, I was dancing, I was doing breathwork standing, I was Kundalini yoga practices, and then now it's like, okay, I want to share this. I have this energy, this uplifting, this positive, this encouraging people just to go crazy. And people need, when they go to an event like this, they need one person giving them permission. You need to be the person going crazy, being a role model, an example, so that other people allow themselves to go that way.
Yeah.
And that's how I combined it again. Like I love electronic techno music, I love dancing, I loving flowing, I loving breathwork, and so I just combine all these elements, and create an event where I would like to go to. Yeah. Because like going out and partying, I went to like some festivals or like even a club, but it's like,
the energy is different.
Yeah, like there's so much judgment, like standing, and even like with a lot of drug abuse. And never said that I haven't tried some of those, but I realized you don't need any of this. Just by moving, shaking, doing certain breathing exercises, you get high like you're on ecstasy. Yeah. Just by being you, and then seeing the people like within 45 minutes, like yesterday, shifting from a state of like, we're here on an event, to like full happiness and ecstasy and joy and connection and laughter. Yeah. Wow.
I can already see this coming in near future, these conscious nightclubs kind of. No any drugs, nothing, just, people coming together. And we already see this a lot, especially in Barcelona. There are a lot of these events and with the headphones and everything. So I think that's great. And I hope and I can imagine it just growing and growing, because what you're saying, this joy and letting loose and giving oneself the permission to just do whatever. I remember yesterday when we were in your session, you were saying, when the peak hits and the music is, fast, and you were saying something like, shake it, baby, or something. And I was like, this is so fun. Like, you can have it all in one experience, like the very deep kind of inner journey, and at the same time let loose and tune in with your body, have fun, connect with people around you. It's such a powerful experience that I also wish everybody could experience it. So
Thank you for saying this. And this is exactly like feeling free. Like feeling free and letting go of this limitation and this like holding back, because we feel it in the body posture. We hold so much tension, and we can just shake it out, or feel like playing small. We're not allowing ourselves to to open up.
Yeah.
Because we might fear, oh, what are these other people thinking about us?
Yeah.
So we're again in the head.
So much.
So we need to find ways and tools, whatever it might be. There's so much out there to get into the body and to release this tension and to release those mental limitations.
Totally. For me, it's been so liberating discovering this active meditation and these sessions because my background is in dancing. So from a very young age, I've been in front of the mirror, trying to get it perfect. The coordination, the technique, everything, and I reached a point where I was also teaching, and I was very perfectionist about the movements and everything, and I realized, well, there is a part of me that wants to do something completely different, but it's maybe not applicable to this specific dance style or this specific choreography, and there's a beauty in that as well, absolutely, but I realized how much there is that wants to be expressed through our body when we let that movement come and do these parties in the living room that we used to do as a kid, and it's just this pure joy that wants to be expressed through dance, and that's what human beings have always been doing. So that's such a fun combination, bringing that to breathwork and having this whole holistic journey.
And like you were saying, it's not only about, okay, like I have to follow this type of dance, I have to follow these rules. No, like you can use them as guidelines, but you can bring in whatever you want and you can create your own style. And that's also like a reason why there's so many different breathwork styles and types, especially for this like trauma healing part, like to get into non-ordinary states, because that's what I did. I did my training, I learned something, but throughout the years I was like, I don't like this part, I like this part, I want to integrate that. This has helped me, I'm going to put it in my session. And that's how I created this transformative breathwork, because I like it. It doesn't have to mean like when I teach it, people have to do it the exact same way.
Exactly.
No, you can find whatever you do, like if it's dancing, if it's yoga, if it's somatics, just be you. You create whatever you want, and if people don't like it, it's another point, it's okay. For me, it was like oftentimes, especially in the beginning, I have to please everybody. I hope everybody likes it. No, like you cannot do that. You can try your best, but it's okay. Like as long, it's always something I'm telling myself and I tell my students, as long there's like one person you help with whatever you do, you're doing the right thing. And sometimes if people like walk out of a session or they like, oh, they really don't like it, it's like bullshit, I don't love, what are you doing there? It's not your problem. It's really not your problem, and you cannot care about everybody around there. So but that's sometimes what we're focusing on. Just the people who didn't like it rather than all the people you helped. So if you're ever in this situation, look how many people you already helped and what impact you already made or are making in the life of the people around you. And this gives you this like strength and confidence to keep walking your path. Because if you start listening to all of this, your mind goes in this way, your emotions go in this way, and you stop because you're doubting yourself too much. But when you connect with this sparkle and with your reason why you're doing all of this, you never stop. That's why I'm never going back to a corporate. I'm never going back. I can't. Because I know what I'm doing, that I'm good at this, and I can. It's just a start. And if it doesn't work this way, then it works this way. But I don't want to go back. So and that's what keeps me driving and playing and finding new things and tools.
Such a powerful reminder, and also related to that, because in this podcast we also talk about a little bit deeper topics and spirituality and faith. So for you personally, in this journey of figuring it out, and also maybe some experiences that you've had during your own breathwork sessions, in these altered states of consciousness, what is your belief right now in? Do you believe in something greater, a source, a God? Do you have a relationship with it? What's your perception?
I get goosebumps because like when I was younger, I was raised like kind of Christian, didn't really go to the church often, so I kind of started getting away from God or that. I always knew there's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something. And within the last years, especially through the relationship with Amalia, like I learned more that, okay, like I can call it God. There is something that I trust, like a higher power that guides, that we can ask for help. So I started building this relationship of like in my morning meditations, like asking for guidance, asking for support. If I have like challenging situation, like asking, hey, can you please help me take away this worry or these fears? You can call it prayer, you can call it like whatever you want. Don't have to call it God, call it the universe, whatever. But I believe in that.
Yeah.
That there's something that's just like guiding and helping and supporting us if we want to. Yeah, and realizing that if you ask for help and support, it will like it goes way easier.
Yeah.
And then trusting in this higher power.
Yeah. So beautiful. I think it's like you said, there's no need to put a label on it because everybody has their own belief system. But when it comes to this journey, and the more you jump into the unknown and realize, like you were sharing, that there will be some support or one thing will appear that will lead you to the next, and you can't help but start believing in that you are guided. Or if you develop that faith in higher power or something that's guiding you, giving you support, it takes also a little bit of pressure away because you know that, okay, this is all part of this journey. The ups and downs, it's just learning, it's just overcoming, becoming, and I would say that it has, for me at least, taking so much pressure away and this burden of like having to figure it out all myself.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm really honest, I'm still struggling with this. Like, I think we all are.
Yeah.
Of like, on one hand, like letting go and trusting, and on the other hand, like forcing and trying to find an answer. So like, sometimes we just need an impulse from another person. It's like, hey, just trust, don't force it, don't fight it. And for me, like Amalia, she's a great support with her. She's a constant reminder when I'm like too much in my head, too much worrying about things. Like just let it go, trust. And we don't have to like force things or I don't know, entrepreneurs, like you don't have to be an entrepreneur or you don't have to do it this way or that way. Like then you force it, and whenever you force it, it's not the right thing. And you talked so beautiful about letting things go and like detaching, like in one of your last podcast episode, and that's it. Like you can have visions and you can work towards that, but you can also detach from that, detaching from the outcome. And that's for me on my personal journey, like really what I want to work on or what I'm working on a lot of right now in this moment. Yeah.
And so you mentioned your partner Amalia, the beautiful Amalia. I was talking with her yesterday as well. And so you've been together now for a while and you're working together. How has this experience been for you since you've met and you've started building this beautiful, project together as well?
It's been a crazy, amazing, exciting journey, because we just met not even 1.5 years ago for the first time. And once we started dating, it was like, okay, like this is something for like a really, really long time, and hopefully for the rest of my life. And before we actually started dating, she went to one of my breathwork sessions. The day before we had the first date, she went to a full transformative breathwork session, and she was releasing stuff. She was like, wow, she never experienced something like this in her life before. So she loves this work. And then in the same time, in this first dating weeks and months, I wanted to rebrand, because we had this company, Breaze, this name which I founded with a friend in 23. We did 1 year together, and then we figured out, hey, we're not aligned on certain things, so we like set apart. He went back to a corporate job, and I kept Breaze. So I wanted, like, also energetically, I wanted to have a new start, a new logo, like new colors, something more like, okay, I just founded a company and I did everything myself. I wanted to have something new. And she's a graphic designer, and she's into branding. And before, like, I was working with freelancers to help me with some branding, but I was not happy. And so she said, okay, I'm gonna play around with it. And so she started creating Breaze, the brand, the logo. And that's how everything started. And she helped me supporting with content creation because she's really good at that. And she saw my Instagram, she's like what you represent, what you're doing is not represented how you communicate and show it to the world. And so she wanted to help me. So she helped me more and more and more. And then it just, like within breathwork journeys, I got again downloads of information. And every time I went home to her, or when we met, I was sharing this, and then this unlocked new things. She could suddenly see that you can really live a life like in freedom. Like you don't have to be 9 to 5 in a corporate job. That like these people don't just exist out there in social media, but like my boyfriend is actually doing that. And so one thing came to another, and like then her apartment, she didn't got like the new rent for the next year, and she was like, okay, we had planned to go to Colombia anyway, and say, okay, let's just stay in Colombia and try it out. So she quit her job, secure job, last year in December, and started working full time with me from January. And we say, okay, let's give it 2 months of a try, and if it works out, amazing. And right now it's September, things are still working out. And I love this, that we have a project that is for us, that she's doing what she's doing best. So that's what people don't see. Everything that comes out, like she creates that. She creates this whole brand, like a branding. And I'm doing these events and doing the sessions and the training. So it's a beautiful combination. And I love it, the results of it, but it's tough also. Being in a relationship, living together and working together, also from different backgrounds. I'm German, she's Colombian, so we have like different, like we're totally different in many ways of working as well. So it's our way to find a way to make it work. And we also like working, not only because of this, but we're like having a therapist for a few weeks now.
Beautiful. Conscious relationship.
Conscious relationship, to working ourselves, to, prioritizing also the relationship between us, because it's the foundation. I realized this, like if I have problems at work and like having like a stressful situation with Amalia, I should focus on that first, because it's also the foundation, which is sometimes hard as an entrepreneur, because like business and growth and money, but like all of this would not be possible if you don't have a proper and solid relationship. So she's a really amazing support for me, and like a reminder to like keeping working on this relationship, and everything else will then flourish and thrive. So it's, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. I don't know where it's gonna end. Right now, we learn a lot. We're still like just 9 months in, but how far we have already come is also a point that whoever out there is working for themselves, don't compare yourself to the world around you. Just look back. What have you achieved in the last year or in the last 2 years? And it's huge. Can be huge.
Congratulations, and I'm so happy for you guys. And of course, I don't see behind the scenes, but I think it's a beautiful union, you know, coming together and complementing each other when taking this project even further. So I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So what's next for you? What's ahead for the rest of the year, and what's going on?
So for the rest of the year, it's definitely events in Barcelona. Events in Barcelona, maybe in Germany. So we're now building also a big community in Germany, because we have Dominic as kind of a Breaze ambassador. He did join the first breathwork training, and the long vision is to like not just making Breaze about me and Amalia. No, it's about bringing people in and growing and sharing breathwork all around the world. That's kind of the idea. And for now it's doing these events, focusing on the online breathwork facilitator training. So we have a 4-week training and a 10-week training, and the next 10-week training is starting in October. And then coming up with new concepts, like maybe in-person trainings, like a lot of, let's say, the business model side, like putting in some work and creating some new opportunities, ways of sharing breathwork. And then end of the year, we are going back to Colombia, spending time with her family. And yeah, from there, doing also events in Medellin, in Colombia. We might have some trips planned, also work-related in other countries. And yeah, using that time there to share again breathwork, to working online, and then coming back next year for the season.
To renew as well your energy and
and also like kind of escaping a little bit the city life, and definitely disconnecting more, because all these events in the city, it's like one step after the other, and I really, even though I love it, I need to disconnect. So maybe going to a retreat, or I don't know, to a meditation center, to just slow down. Because that's what I need. I need to slow down more, not only during my day, but also having a certain time of the year where I just disconnect. Last year I was in a great man retreat for like 7 days in Mexico in December after we went to Colombia, so that was amazing. So yeah, maybe and hopefully there's another time where I can just totally disconnect, reflect on, and then planning the next year ahead.
Perfect. And how can people get in touch with you or find your events and stay connected?
So right now it's through Instagram, Breaze, and or like the website webreaze.com. And there we have all the events, all the trainings. We talk about everything we're doing. Like if it's like one-on-one work, working with companies. I also gave lectures at universities, doing this breathwork facilitator training. So there's so many different ways I work with people, or people can work with me, or if they want to have breathwork at one of their events, one of their retreats. It's all of this. So more than welcome to reach out. And I'm always looking for collaborations. Because like we were saying, let's get away from this, you're my competition. And yesterday at this Awaken event, I really saw like, once you work together, you create something together, the impact can be so much bigger than if you're trying to do and force everything by yourself. So this is also an invitation for everybody who would like to collaborate in whatever ways. And like sometimes it works, sometimes the time doesn't work out, but maybe for the future. So we are always there for collaborations with any types of facilitator who has something to share, who have their sparkle to share with the world. And let's see if we can create these safe spaces for connection together. Connection with yourself and the people around you.
I love that. So Björn, I want to thank you and recognize you for your light, for embodying this loving kindness that just radiates when you walk in, for the sessions that you facilitate to people and helping for others to find their sparkle again and be this light in their journey as well. So thank you so much for your time and for this interview. Do you have any final words, final wisdom you want to share?
No, just sometimes you just gotta jump. Because we are thinking about things too much, so that are holding ourselves back. And sometimes you just gotta try out something. And if it doesn't work out, so what?
So what?
So like if for this corporate job, I always told me like, if all of this does not work out, I can just go back. I maybe go to a different company, but I can always go back. So like, try it. Give yourself the permission and stop thinking what other people might think about you. And of course, you might not agree with everybody, or everybody will agree with you, but that's okay. You don't have to convince everybody. So just try it and give yourself the permission to just explore and have fun on this journey.
Thank you. What a powerful last reminder. So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Björn, for being here, and I'll see you again in our next episode.